Hi all, I'm Liz Helman. I'm the Theater Arts Area Coordinator, and I am directing an audio drama production of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol for OSU Theater this fall term. This is our third full-length audio drama that we've done since the spring, since we can't have live performances right now. And this term we're actually working a little bit with KBVR, who's been nice enough to put together some video segments to help preview the show and just give like a little bit of behind the scenes on what we do and how we put these together. So this is a little excerpt from one of our run-through rehearsals. So you can get a little sense of the characters coming together and what it's going to sound like. All this audio is going to be recorded separately with actors, like Pixar style, and then edited together with sound effects and music. So it's going to be like a fully immersive audio drama production. That's going to be available for download through our Damn the Distance podcast feed. So if you are interested in hearing the full production, it will be available December 11th at 7:30 p.m. And you can find Damn the Distance like wherever you find podcasts. So Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or like literally wherever there are podcasts, you can find it. So yeah, we've been producing a lot of content and we're pretty excited about this production and hope that it lifts some holiday spirits in 2020. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy.
Of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge came into his counting house. It was 7 years to the day that Jacob Marley had died.
Cold enough for you, Cratchit?
Good morning, Mr. Scrooge.
Is it? You don't look particularly good on this bleak and biting winter day.
Why, 'tis the Christmas season. There is warmth to be had in this city. Why, there isn't a merrier time in all the year. I'll think on that to warm myself.
Even in this so-called merry time of year, it continues to be a work day. Back to your books, Cratchit.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save...
Humbug!
Christmas a humbug? Uncle, you don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
What right do you have to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Bah, humbug!
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Uncle.
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
But you don't keep it at all.
Let me leave it alone, then. Much good may it do you, much good it has ever done you.
There are many things in this world from which I've derived good, but by which I've not profited. Christmas is one of them. I have always thought of Christmas time as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know of in the long calendar year where men and women open their hearts freely and regard others as if they were really worth their fellow passengers through this life and not another race of creatures bound to their own journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good. And I say God bless it.
Cratchit!
Sorry, Mr. Scrooge.
Let me hear another sound from you, and you'll keep Christmas by losing your situation. There's another fellow. There's another mad fellow. My clerk with 50 shillings a week. A wife, a family, talking about a Merry Christmas.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow. Kate is such a feast plan that even you will find joy in it.
Bah, I will not.
But why? Why? We want to share the season with you.
Good evening, Mr. Scrooge. Are you quite all right?
Yes, of course. I am. Did you hear anything out there, Mrs. Gilbert?
Hear what, Mr. Scrooge?
Nothing. Nothing. I'll take my supper in my chamber. What are you staring at, woman? Off with you!
Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
I've just not been thinking.
I had been that miserable Mr. Scrooge's housekeeper for 15 years, and I'd never seen a look on his face quite like that. Mr. Scrooge at first could not unsee what he had seen on his door. It was Marley's face after all. Old Jacob Marley's face, just as he had remembered it. It was not angry or ferocious, but had looked at Scrooge as Marley used to look. It had not been in impenetrable shadow, as other objects in the street had been, but had a dismal light about it. Scrooge's hard heart, for only a moment, allowed a tiny twinge at this strange phenomenon that he carried into his home. He did not wish to believe his own eyes, and certainly not believe in any feeling such a shriveled heart could muster. And so he shook it off, and the miserable old sack of bones moved into his bedchamber, mumbling and grumbling the whole way.
Cold gruel, just like an old girl.
He sat that night beside a miserable little flame, taking his miserable supper of grey gruel and boiled potatoes alone. And when the last ember of that flame died out, he laid his head upon his pillow. He could hear carolers in the distance, but they offered no comfort, for he wanted none.
Scrooge! 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 Is it Jacob Marley? In my fire? Oh, no. I won't believe it. It's all humbug. Ebenezer Scrooge! What do you want with me? Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Bah!
You don't believe in me?
I don't.
What evidence would you have of my reality beyond
I
your
don't.
senses?
I don't know.
Why then do you doubt your own senses?
Because, Marley, a little thing affects them. You might be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more gravy than grave about you. Whatever you are, I tell you, humbug.
And the bell tolls one.
Only a dream. A ghost of Jacob Marley. Impossible.
Ebenezer Scrooge!
Huh?
Ebenezer Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge!
Whoa, what are you doing here, child?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past. Come, walk with me.
It's rather late. The weather is quite foul this evening.
Come, Ebenezer Scrooge. This is your reclamation.
This is impossible.
Silly old man. I promise your eyes do not deceive you. Come, step toward me, toward the window.
It's such a long way down. I am mortal and likely to fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand there. You shall be upheld in more than this.
Oh,
And they land on the ground.
Spirit, what? Where are we?
Do you know this place?
Oh, good heaven! I was bred here. I was a boy here. Oh, I ran up that country road every morning. I hid from a thunderstorm in that farmhouse. Oh, and Mrs. Cooper had the meanest, fattest, meanest orange cat.
Your lip is trembling. And what is that upon your cheek?
Yeah. It's nothing. The cold, really. Lead me, spirit, where you will.
You know where we are going, and you recollect the way, I'm sure.
I do. I do. I could walk it blindfolded.
Strange to remember after you've forgotten it for so many years. Let us go on.
I can't believe my eyes.
Something wrong? She is a beautiful girl. Beautiful, but poor.
Poor and perfect. She didn't have 2 crowns to rub together.
But her soul was rich.
Yes, yes, it was.
The Fezziwigs certainly make a perfect pair.
Belle, I didn't know you would be here. I'm so glad to see you. Merry Christmas.
Yes, Mr. Fezziwig insisted I come. Wouldn't take anything but a wholehearted yes for an answer. I thought he might be up to something.
Well, we shouldn't disappoint him, should we? Would you care to dance?
Of course I would, Ebenezer. There's no one I'd rather dance with.
Dance, dance, dance. Smooch, smooch, smooch.
Oh, that's more like it. If those 2 are not wed before the spring thaw, I'll eat my hat.
You are such a scoundrel, John. Oh, but they do make a lovely pair.
And now, let us toast this jolly Christmas season. And a toast to me wife, my worthiest of partners, in every sense of the word, who made this celebration possible. Come now, Mary, to you.
Oh,
To Mrs. Fezziwig.
Oh, bless you all.
To all of you, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Where's the punch?
More fun! To make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small